So welcome to my channel, and I'd like to thank all my new subscribers that come on. I've done ridiculously well in the last month, so thank you very much everybody.
Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Robert's train set. And I think I said at the end of the last video on this end-to-end layout, what next? So if we follow the line through and up towards the goods shed area, I've been thinking about this area here. And there's my goods shed. Now I can assure you it's going to look anything, I think, like that. But we'll see what materialises. But I'm thinking about the coal unloading facility. Now it sounds rather grand, but what I've decided to do is to have a road in here. Now this obviously isn't finished, but if I get in close, hopefully you can see, there is a bit of a texture to it.
So I don't know what you think, but this was really easy to do. As long as you've got the silver sand, which you can buy at B&Q, yeah, it's a no-brainer.
And this is basically, believe it or not, silver sand.
And you don't use much to do this road, so pretty economical as well.
So I put a little coat of white glue, PVA glue down, and then sprinkled silver sand on it, which obviously isn't this colour. And I have silver sand because I've got a driveway out the front that I have to redo it from time to time. So that's where I've got quite a bit of it. And I've put a couple of coats on this. And if you can see the edges, you can see that it's sort of variegated a bit, isn't it? And then all I've done is paint it in a very light grey, which basically I mixed up a bit of black and a lot of white, and that's the colour I got. It's a bit blue to me. I don't know what you think. It looks a bit blue on the camera as well, I think. But this will all be washed and whatever. Now what I'm thinking is, I can't have a big facility for unloading coal, can I? But if we go down to this a big truck, you can see the little openings here that open, and if I move along to this HT Bull & Co Limited one, there's also one in the middle. So there's nothing to stop you to unload these by just opening those openings and just having it coming out onto here.
So with this close-up of them, I'd love to be able to cut these out so that they do actually full drop down, but I think nothing's fine enough to do it, is it really?
So that's what I'm going to do. And obviously it will have a lot of black coal around there and dust, so you know, a bit like this really, but on the outside as well. So we'll see how that goes. And I think I really need to start on this. Now whether I'm going to do this in this episode, I don't know, but we'll see. So if we pan down the layout, and as you can see, not a lot has changed here from the last one. I'm hoping to do a little bit of this hard standing around this engine shed, I think, because that means I can then ballast a good bit of that, even if I don't get the good shed. While we're here, you might have noticed in the last one, I have actually started painting this up. After doing the roof to the signal box there, the other signal box, I've had some black over, so I've blacked out the bottom and I've blacked out in the water tank. Now this will be filled up with some water, I think. And while I'm ballasting, what's to stop me going through the bridge and over the top and ballasting some of this, because this is just going to be ballasted, I think, with maybe, you know, the grass like this and bushes and whatever, especially over here and maybe over here. So you've seen my sort of wish list that I've just done. So how much am I going to get done? Well, for some of it I obviously need some stuff, don't I? So this came in the post all the way from Wales to Sheffield. Not a loco in sight. So we'll have a look in there in a minute and I'll show you what I bought.
But first of all, I'll show you one of the things I've been up to while I've been waiting for that to arrive. Yeah, so let's go over to the layout. So with the engine shed in the fiddle yard, and I go across, yeah, I've used my Stella Artois beer boxes again. They're coming in handy. Lucky I saved some because I'm not really drinking much of it now, if at all. So if we just pop over the bridge again, and there's the original inside the engine shed, as you can see, and then I've built it up outside. And as I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'll just redo the ballast to the edge of this, and possibly have a fence around or whatever. So that might be what's in the packaging, but maybe not. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm happy with this. It's all made up of bits actually, and I didn't do the paper template. I just sort of worked my way through and got it to fit, basically, using the weights to hold it down. So with the fiddle yard now returned to being a fiddle yard, let's have another hop over the bridge again. If I could go through it I would, but I can't. And here we are with the engine shed back in place, and a few of the bits. I've also reinstated the ground signals. I needed the truck to find the centre of the uncoupler, but it's all there. There isn't one there, but I think you need one to come out of there. So I probably will have some proper signals on here, but they won't be working obviously, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. Don't know. See, but it's coming along. Put the water tower there, and hopefully some of the things that are in the box will do a bit more of this scene for us. Anyway, let's go and have a look in the box. So again, a reasonably sized box for what I bought. A bit of bubble wrap on the top, a bit of bubble wrap around the outside, and that was it. So we'll have a look at these. I'll give you a picture of all of them on the sofa. That's what was in the box. And we'll have a look at them sort of individually, and I'll just do a bit of spiel on them. So this is the water crane to go with the tower. Now I might, we'll have a look at that later. This is my fencing for along where the bay platform is, and it's metal, as you can see. And I've tried a bit, and it is quite strong, which is why I bought it. I thought plastic might break off. I've also bought some of these because I feel I should try and do that. And I did a little bit of static grass, didn't I, with a homemade puffer. So I bought the kit to get some instructions, and I bought some more static grass, different lengths, different colours, and I think there's one in the kit as well. Don't know what that'll be, we'll have to see. And yeah, it's going to help, you know, give me some instruction really. So, and that's the number of it, if you wanted to have a look. So as you can see, I've got the hard standing sort of done, and you might notice the paint's a little bit different, isn't it? But unbelievably, I didn't mix any more paint up. This is the original paint that I mixed up to do the first bit, and that was quite a long time ago. And I've kept it semi-hard or semi-usable by putting it in the fridge. I put some cling film over it and put it in the fridge. So I think it's been in the fridge probably 3 weeks or a month, and it was still usable. It's pretty thick, which helps with that, I think. Anyway, there's obviously more things to do with that, and I'm going to ballast all the way round it, you know, I think now. So I can ballast a bit more, can't I? And just stopping short of where the good shed's going to be, I think. So, yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. So just a few views, and you can see the water crane there. Now, I think I'm going to have to put it up on some sort of platform because it's probably not high enough, is it? I think it's merely meant to go on the platform, but I want to use it there, and I couldn't find any others. There are others in stock at Rails of Sheffield, so I bought that one. And there's my fencing, look, and yeah, a bit more on this coming up. But yeah, I think it'll be all right.
So with my hard standing done for the engine shed, it's time to move on, and my thoughts were obviously to get a lot of this ballasting done, but I've suddenly realised there's a lot of things I need to do really before I can do that. So the workmen have moved yet again, and I wondered what they might be doing digging this hole. But could it be to do with the cable trunking? Well, not really, because I think the only reason they'd need to dig a big hole is if they put the modern boxings down so that the cables can go under the track, under the ballast and everything. I'm not doing that. This is far too old a station area to have all that done. The funds could be used far better elsewhere. But I do want to put some trunking in. So to do this, I think I need to do it before I ballast. Now, some of it I've already done. So we might use a bit of, I don't know, suck it and see, I think. But what I have now decided to do is I've decided that this signal box is staying there. And also that this water tower is staying there. And again, this signal box is staying here. So I need to have them fixed, don't I? Because I want the trunking to sort of come out the bottom here like this, and then probably have a lot of them coming out with the cables going under the track. And to do that, I need it to be fixed, don't I? So that's what I've done. So I've done a thinner bit of fixing board than I did on the station. This is only 8th hardboard, and I've only stuck it down, but it does seem to work quite well. Now what I did is I beveled the tops off so that it does slide reasonably over when you want to put it back. And obviously again I will need to use some cling film so that it can come out if I want it to. And I've done a similar thing to this, and also a similar thing to this, and if I whip the thing you can see it down there. Now what I was actually thinking with it is if I put a floor in there, I might be able to sit the cube camera on there. Now yes, it wouldn't be a very clear picture through the signal box window, but what's beyond it might be not bad. So I showed this metal fencing, which I've got to say is pretty expensive. This bit here, so that bit there, and that bit along there, that is £10 worth. Ooh. Plus obviously postage and packaging, although it came in a big box as you saw. But before I can put that in, I need to sort out the roadway. So here's my pavement in its early stages. And basically I'm going to make it out of 3 layers of card and then stick it down and then put the paving slabs in just as an impression, an embossing sort of thing. I'm hoping that will work, because I don't think any of the pavement you buy would actually be able to do this configuration. And then obviously all the fencing will come along here, return along here, and it would be nice to have a gate there, but I don't think I'm going to get that. It's not enough room, and also they don't seem to do gates for this metal fencing, so it's a bit of a problem. And then obviously where it's all brown now, that will be the road, which I shall do the same as I've done over there, because that seems to have worked quite well. So let's get on with this.
So with my top layers already cut out to size, I then marked them out on this bit of extra cardboard and stuck them all on there and then cut them out. So then with them cut, it was a case of putting in the paving slabs. So I've used that little square as my pattern. They're probably a bit bigger than they would be, but whatever, wonderland. And then I just used the back of the knife to score it into the card. So here's the starting of the painting. So the top one is the first coat and the bottom one is the third coat. And then I use a pencil to sort of make it a bit more obvious that they're paving slabs, as you can see. And this is the finished article before I try to put the curb in. So there it is with a curb, and from this angle it doesn't look too bad, but if you get up close, you know, come on people, I'm 74 years old, I'm not exactly steady with the hand, but that's the best I could do. But from a distance, you know, gives you effect, doesn't it? So fitted round the buildings, hopefully they'll still come out. And then it was a case of doing the sand for the road. Now this is the first coat, and as you can see I missed bits and whatever. So second coat after vacuuming off, plenty on, just put loads on, it doesn't matter. And you can just brush it off when it's all dry, which is what I did with the first lot. So there we are, great. So here we are painted, and I've done it a dark grey. And I'll show you in a minute, I've got some photos of real roads, or my road outside. There, look. This is right outside my house, and it's grey, isn't it? And obviously the main road part, when it's wet, it's really, really dark. So that's why I've chosen the colours I have, you know, for the pavement and everything. So I thought I'd have got the road done, it's worth doing this metal fencing, isn't it? So let's have a look at that.
So with the road and the pavement done, I thought the obvious thing was to fit this. As you can see. I'll explain about the gate a bit later on. And yes, I took it all the way up to the end of the building. So that seems to have worked well. I'll do a bit more on the stills and just...
So my idea was to sort of glue these together, because there's 5 in a pack and I had 2 packs, but they don't stick at all really well. Very fine. So we had a bus, sets it off well, doesn't it? And you might notice in the background there's a station sign, and you can read it now, and I'll explain that in a minute. And there's 2 of them. Now the gate is looking wobbly here, isn't it? I had the gate because I didn't have enough, I had that much less railing than I needed. So I then straightened it up, and then I had a gap on the closing side. So I found another bit of plastic and did that, and yeah, looks a bit better, doesn't it? And I'll probably put a walkway across the tracks, I don't know, see? So the sign is Robert's Train, so obviously, and WENS, it's all the points of the compass, because I'll run anything, won't I? So the frames were made out of this bamboo skewer stuff. Got plenty over. Made some holes in the platform, as you can see. The platform sides were made out of paper and plastic and painted.
So here's our signal box. Now, if you remember, in position, and it's time to do the trunking. So I started doing the trunking. Yes. Well, I've done it to the best of what I think. I'm sure it's not right, and they would never do it this way and whatever, but I had to, because I'd ballasted a bit previously, even though I thought I shouldn't, yeah, I had to do what I had to do. So let's just have a quick look at what I've done. I've done some more ballasting, and there's my trunking running up, and I've just used any cable I could find, as thin as possible, to do it. Probably miles over thickness, but never mind. And there we are. And I've made this a bit more coaly, shall we say. Why? I don't quite know, but I will colour this out a bit more, I think, to sort of blend it. So there we are. And I've not finished, I've not stopped there. I've actually run down the line. And I've got some from this one go into these couple of points here. If you can just see the cable going under the thing and then coming out there. Why they did it there, I don't know. And while we're at this end, I've got this signal box here, haven't I? And I put a bit of board in there, a bit of cardboard. It's not stuck, just loose. And tried it with the cube camera. What did that look like? But I've also wanted to be able to take this roof off. And it wasn't fitting very well with the lugs that were on it, so I cut all them off and stuck another bit of hardboard in there so that I can just hopefully just push that on. So yeah, don't know what you think. And I've started sort of painted the windows white because this one's similar to that. I will do the upper part in the sort of a browny colour, probably the same burnt umber that I've done the main tops with. So I plonked my cube camera in there, and I just took a bit of video to show what it's like. So this is with it flat on that bit of card, and then I tip it up to show the effect if you tip it up.
Tipped. Tipped. Tipped.
So as you've seen, I've done a bit more ballasting. Now this bit didn't work very well. I may have handled it too soon after I did it, I don't know. So I got some bits. So I thought rather than try and repair it, I thought, can I make them into puddles? So I got some white glue and I just put some white glue in them, as you can see here. And I just waited for it to dry and see if it would go as well as it did up in the loft when I did the little lake up there. But as you'll see, I'm not particularly happy with it. So yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon? Maybe I could gloss it up a bit with some gloss varnish. And you can see some static grass there. So here's the one by the bus. Yeah, whatever, you've got to try these things, haven't you? So I had the static grass because I did take the kit apart and read it and whatever and have a go. So I've done a bit here because I didn't want to put a lot of glue and what's the name there with the bridge in the way. And I did a bit on that central bit. So yeah, I mean, okay, it looks like grass, but not as I know it. And I did also put a base on this water crane for the locos. I have to make steps to fit it, I suppose. So at the beginning of this video, and we're now coming to the end, I did want to start on this, but I didn't quite make it. Now, bearing in mind all this work that you're seeing now was completed before I went to Getz, yeah, things get delayed when you get a train show in the way, shall we say. But I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. So we'll just have a little run through. So we've got this hasn't changed really. I've sort of decided on having the bunkers like that. So the coal would be unloaded, as I've explained before, and then some of it could go in there. I'm not quite sure. It's a bit difficult, not enough room, is there? And then we've got the trunk in along here with the ballast done, yet to be sort of titivated really, along with the cables connecting the point motors. We've got the station, really the station signal box with its name up, and I've called this the north one, and the other one is called the south. We've got the fencing in, which I'm pleased about, which was alright. Now another thing, I do like this tree here. Now obviously I've got the road in the way, but I thought, could I have it there and then just paint some of these up to make them look like bollards? A bit shorter probably, because they're well the height of a man. And you know, we've got a couple of cars out the front of the station. So yeah, coming along, isn't it? So let's backtrack along a bit. We've got the new signs and the name of the station that I've explained. And we've now got a bus so we can go on our travels. We've started painting up this signal box and doing the bits. Nothing been done to the engine shed, but what I have done is I did think this water filler for the locos was too low, so I built a brick sort of base to put it on. I will need at some stage to make a couple of steps, I think, to get up onto it, because this would be quite high to get up on. Ballasting is being done as we speak. I've done a bit over there, which you probably saw. I've done some more here where I had the problems. I think I started
touching it before it would dry more than anything. And if we just pop round the end of the thing, I've just ballasted round here because I had to put cling film for the other side, so it seems silly not to do this bit. So we're getting there. Not done as much as I would have liked, but you know, there's plenty of time. I'm retired. Now, here's something I want to ask you. I really do want to ask you on this. These are my old Hornby signals from upstairs in the loft, and I took them out because they made, with the dapole ones, the working ones, it made these look silly, or made the dapole ones look silly. So I'm just going to hold this. If I put it there, I think they overwhelm it. I think they're far too much. And even if you put it sort of there, I think it's too much. What do you think? I really would like your opinion, because I would like to use them, but I just think they're going to look a bit silly. So with that note, we'll finish this video and watch out for the next update and see what I get done next.
So I would again like to thank all my new subscribers that have come on. I'm now nearly 20 over my 1,500, so great, thanks very much. Cheers.